what's up, guys? Welcome back to the third episode of the Liminal podcast. I'm the co-host Gabe. This is your host Bot. This is the guest Kiid Katze. I'm gonna turn it over to Bot for anything he wants to add.
Yeah, we've been really thankful to have Kiid Katze on the show. I know we talked about this probably was it 2 weeks in advance or something like that, and we've always been trying to get. We always wanted to have you on the show, and of course, we're gonna have some more people on the show.
Let's go.
You are the first guest on the podcast.
I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, bro. Really happy to have you on. And I'll turn this over to Gabe.
Alrighty, so we kind of talked about it beforehand. We're gonna try to keep the conversation flowing, kind of casual, but one of the first things that I wanted to ask you, just generally speaking, is how did you get into Urbex in that community?
So when I was I want to say 12, this is a weird story, but my grandpa took me out hiking and we found this abandoned house, and my grandpa's usually very respectful and stuff. And he'd be like, I don't know, but he walks up to the house and just kind of kicks the door down, and I walk in, and that was the first thing I ever did. And that was pretty chill and that was pretty fun. There's a bunch of cribs in the basement. Not sure what that was about. But then, ever since then, I just kind of kept doing it. And I just be adventuring. I be going places and finding things. I just enjoy it. So that's how I got into it, I suppose.
Nice. Bot, what you got?
What's the, was it where you live? I'm assuming that's the first place that you went to?
What do you mean where I live? Just kind of around me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've always just kind of gone to places around me. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and 99% of the spots I go to are within an hour away from Columbus, Ohio.
Nice. What's the?
I used to be finding secret little spots.
What's the craziest experience you've had with urban exploration?
I don't know about craziest, but there's this abandoned mall in Pittsburgh that I went into. I mean, they've been getting some people, social media people, who are admitting to going into this mall. So hopefully they don't catch me out on this one. But I went in there and it's crazy. It's genuinely so wild. It's the biggest abandoned mall, I think, in America. And it's post-apocalyptic. It's so unreal going into there.
Damn. That's crazy, bro.
No, it's pretty fun. I don't really think I've had any crazy bad experiences urbexing though. I've ran into homeless people before and other people urbexing, but they're always super chill. They're never trying to do anything.
Yeah. Have you had any run-ins with the cops or anything? I'm
trying to think. I've had interactions with the cops, but I'm just too good at lying to them.
Yeah.
I have had 3 helicopters called on me. I should probably mention that. I kind of forgot, but that wasn't even urbexing. I got on top of a Burger King and did a Fortnite dance, and they didn't like that at all. So they called a helicopter on me, and 3 squad cars pulled up on me, and they were they were asking me if I was on top of the Burger King. And I was like, no. And then they actually got me on that one. They got me to confess.
Damn.
But I think they were looking for someone else. I think I was just at the wrong spot, wrong time.
Yeah.
But so yeah, don't ever do no Fortnite dance on a Burger King.
Do you usually go alone, or do you go with?
And then the second time, I was with a couple people. I'm the only one who got on top of the Burger King though. It was an abandoned Burger King. But no, I didn't even get in there. All I did was got on top of it. I hit a 12-second dance on top of it, and then they sent a helicopter spotlighting me and everything.
Oh shit, bro. That sounds fucking crazy. I think I would be fucking freaking out if I got a helicopter called on me.
I was geeking a little bit, but I mean, I had it again a second time happen to me. There's a fairgrounds by me. It's Ohio State Fair, and they have this giant yellow slide, and they have it year round. It's the only thing they have year round there is this giant yellow slide. And I tried to get on top of it, and they did not like that either. Columbus police, they're notorious for just calling helicopters on people. So that time that time we got, I want to say it's only one helicopter, but my friend I was with claims there were 2 helicopters that were spotlighting us. But no, it was bizarre. They like calling helicopters, but never arrested. I've never been arrested.
Okay, that's good.
3 helicopters, no arrests.
You think the cops are just like used to you at this point? It's just like if they see you, it's like, oh yeah, that's fucking Katze again.
That's that guy. I don't know. I don't think they are. I think I have spread out my police interactions enough, and avoid them enough that they really don't know who I am.
How do you find these places?
Most of the time, I just be adventuring. I just be like, if I get bored, I'll kind of like, I'll drive around, find a spot, and like get out and start walking around, try to find something.
Nice.
And that's how I'd be finding places. Or a lot of the times I'll just see it on like Instagram or whatever. I'll take a screenshot and I'll reverse image search it and I can find the address that way.
Yeah. Do you think like
that's like a secret method though?
Do you think Urbex is like bigger on the East Coast?
Oh, definitely. Oh wait, no, East Coast. Yes, I do agree with that. I feel like there's just more abandoned stuff for the most part here. That's like the whole like abandoned Midwest or decaying Midwest, whatever that big account is.
Yeah, what's going on?
They do all their stuff over here.
What's going on with like the decay of like, the Midwest?
I don't even know. It's just like it be decaying.
Yeah,
I have no a good answer on that one.
Nice. Anything from your side, Gabe?
I think one question I had from exploring your Instagram page is, have you ever dealt with like any social anxieties or fears of like what other people might think of you with what you do?
Are you talking about like people seeing me on like Instagram or people seeing me in real life doing what I'm doing?
Yeah, I mean, just more so like the IRL encounters you have. Like, are you ever kind of like socially anxious doing what you do?
Oh yeah, I kind of stopped doing like the public prank thing, like to a degree. I don't enjoy doing that at all. Like I'll be going into a Kroger and like those interactions, not a fan. I'd much rather go into an abandoned place and talk about how I'm the Burger King. Like that's way more fun to me. Plus I think a lot of like the public prank stuff has been overdone. So like
for sure,
I'm happy to like go in my own lane and do whatever.
I think one reel that stood out to me was the when you did I think it was the Wendy's where you brought the Christmas tree in. I was like, holy fuck, dude. I actually like shit myself doing that.
That video was silly. I mean, that's probably the best reaction I've ever had from anyone in public though. I cut this out. But like the manager was like calling like her niece and asking if she wanted a Christmas tree. Everyone was asking around. Like they were going to give me the free meal if one of them took it, but no one wanted it. So yeah, that one did make me nervous, but like they were so chill about it. My favorite interaction that I've had is like I went into the Kroger with a VR headset on and told some dude that his balls were gonna explode, and then I got kicked out. That one, like, I think I got the cops called on me for that one. I mean, I was leaving, but as I was leaving, cops were pulling up, and I think I was the reason why.
That's fucking
so in the
crazy.
moment with those public pranks, are you like, do you kind of feel like out of place doing that? And is that why you like to do more like abandoned stuff now?
Oh yeah, no, like I'll be like, back when I did that more, I would be like sitting outside of a Subway for like an hour, like just mentally preparing to go in and like do whatever. I think what really made me stop is this dude like low-key beat me up. Not beat me up, but like he slapped me like twice. I walked into Subway and I walk into Subway and I'm like, I'm about to scam Subway. Dude comes around the counter and like slaps me once in the back of the head. And then I start leaving. I'm like, okay, I'll get out of here. And then he slaps me again, like shoves me out the door. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm not. Bro was acting like he owned all the ingredients. He did not have to do all of that for Subway.
Damn. So Buddy was just not having a good day, or maybe he just doesn't get down with like the influencer in public type stuff.
I'm not going to lie. I went there once before, so he knew me, and he already had a terrible reaction. I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. I'm not going to lie. I went in there the first time, and I was like, I put makeup under my eyes to make it look like I was dying. And I was like, I let the Subway surgeons operate on me. They said I can get a free sub. And he was like, what? I was like, when? Then I collapsed in the Subway. And then I left.
Do you ever like go back to those?
He knew me.
Do you ever go back to those locations like after you're done filming, just to, like get something to eat, or like do you think they notice you?
It depends on how it went. I would never in my life go back to that Subway. I think it would be on site if he saw me. I think it'd be the end of my life. But like other places, like I've done some shit in Lowe's and they're cool with it. Like I've gone back and talked to the dude that I did stuff to, and he's super chill with it. So it really just depends. It depends on what happened in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with you and dumpster diving? What's going on with that?
You know, I just think there's nothing wrong with getting in a good dumpster.
Yeah.
I mean, like sometimes you gotta hop in the dumpster. I've done this before. I was making videos. You know, sometimes I see a trash can, and sometimes like I'm like, I can imagine myself in that trash can. I'm like, why am I only imagining this when I can make it a reality? And then I get in.
How'd you find that?
Do you have to mentally prep like an hour before like getting into Subway?
Oh no mental prep for the trash can. Honestly, I mean, I need to mentally like think about it once I'm in there. I like my brain doesn't catch up with my body when I see a trash can. I'm getting in there.
Just go for it.
Yep.
Nice. So you found a poop
sometimes
CD
I'm walking around my own house and get in. Huh?
You found a poop CD? It had like.
Oh yeah, I did find that poop CD. I didn't like. A lot of people think I planted that. I did not plant the poop CD. I got into that dumpster. I opened up one of the bags. I ripped it open and I pulled out a poop CD. And I'm still yet to figure out what's on it. I don't have any way of reading the CD. I tried putting it into an Xbox, and I think my Xbox exploded because of it. Like the poop CD was too powerful. So yeah, no, there are undeciphered secrets on there.
Nice.
So I did a little bit of a past deep dive on your Insta page, and it seemed like you started with it as more of a personal account, but now it's obviously become something where you're a little more of like an influencer in the space of like urbex. I just wanted to know, like, kind of like what were you going for when you made that transition to become more of like an online personality? Like, were you trying to convey something, or was it more so just to have fun?
It was really just to have fun. I got the 360 camera, which is what I record everything on. And I made a video stealing ham from Jersey Mike's. And I've always kind of posted some stuff on TikTok trying to like get like random stuff. I've gotten a few viral videos before I did all the Katze stuff. And I'm sorry, my brain just exploded. But no, okay. So yeah, that video did insanely well. The Jersey Mike's ham video, and I posted it on my Instagram, and it did like crazy numbers, beautiful numbers. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep making videos. And then I kept posting them on Instagram, and they kept doing well. So I was like, let's go. And that's just kind of how it happened.
Yeah, that's actually another thing I wanted to touch on is I noticed you do use the 360 degree camera. And I think that adds an element to your videos that like I haven't really seen with other creators. So what do you think it is about like the 360 degree camera that kind of resonates with the content you're trying to make?
I think it's a silly angle. I think it's like it makes it almost look abstract, and I think it just works with my silly the silly things that I be doing. You know, like sometimes I just be saying silly nonsense, and then the camera is also like silly. It wouldn't make sense if the camera was a normal camera to a degree. You know what I'm saying? It adds the second layer of silliness. I'm still trying to figure out what the third layer of silliness is, but I'm gonna get there someday.
I think that might be the Columbus choppers looking for you. Is that third layer?
Yeah, I know. I need to get a fourth one coming after me for my next video.
If you could make like an iceberg theory to like your whole page, what would be like the top layer going down?
What would be the top layer? Okay, top layer, Jersey Mike's ham video, McDonald's video. You go down a little bit, it's like GeoGuessr dude finding my location. I don't know. I'm trying to think what the bottom would be. Bottom would be like Honestly, bottom's gonna be like my music. Weirdly enough,
Yeah, not a lot of people know about
because
music.
I be promoting it, but people are here. People are always there for the videos. But I have been getting a little bit more success with the music. So shout out everyone listening to my music.
Shout out to them.
In a perfect world, do you think you would transition more into music making, or would you want to keep the content split?
I think I would like, you know what Tyler the Creator was doing back when he was what was his show on Adult Swim?
Oh, Loiter
Something
Squad?
Squad.
Yeah, Loiter Squad.
Yeah, exactly. He was making music back then too. I just kind of want to do that. I want to be like known for making music, but I like making silly videos, so I probably will keep doing this too.
Yeah.
Like I want to have that fun little balance. But I wouldn't be against switching completely to music. I'd be all right with it a little bit. I would still do some silly things.
Outside of content creation, what do you like to spend your time on? Like, do you do anything to keep your mental health in check, or how do you deal with all that?
I mean, I live in a van. I don't know if you knew that. I'm on that van life.
Right.
Yeah, that was one of the questions you're going to pose later.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I be going around. I honestly, mental health wise, I just enjoy like going out and exploring. Like that's like my favorite thing to do. So like that makes me feel swag and nice. So I do that a lot. I make music. I mean, the things I do like publicly are kind of the things that I enjoy doing, which I'm lucky to be able to do that. But I mean, besides for that, I'll be playing some video games. I'll be hanging out with friends, pretty basic stuff.
Do you have like a job outside of your content creation, or do you just do like this full time, like content creation music?
I do this full time. This is my whole thing. No, I'm lucky that like, cause I live in a van, it's kind of cheap. Like I don't have to pay rent. I have to pay gas, maintenance, stuff like that. And like, I make enough off of social media to do that at least. So I've just kind of been doing that. I don't know. I want to like take my content creation to like another place. I want to start doing like YouTube videos and like more long-term videos, like full length videos. I feel like that'd be silly. I could make some good stuff.
I actually checked out your YouTube page. It's pretty interesting. I think I saw one of your recent posts. I think you went into like this like construction site or something like that.
Yeah. Do you see those edits I was doing?
Yeah, those are pretty cool. Do you edit it all yourself, or do you have like someone that does it for you?
Yeah, I do all the editing myself.
Nice.
I've been doing it for a while.
Nice. Do you just want to focus like on the YouTube side? Do you want to do more urbex, or do you want to like combine like both your stuff with that?
See, I want to do more like, I don't know. It's going to be like a very unique thing because I want to like combine urbex, but I also want to combine it with like, do you know like what Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden, Curtis Connor, any of those people?
I think so. Yeah. I think I've heard about some of those.
They do like a lot of like reactions to things. I kind of want to like make videos where I'm like reacting to things, but at the same time exploring abandoned places and getting into my own like weird shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to be silly, but also have another topic that I'm discussing. I feel like it hasn't really been done before. It's hard to explain, but I'm working on my first one right now. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully it does well. Hopefully I convey what I'm trying to convey in the way that I can.
Are there any like insights or like sneak peeks you could give into that video? Or are you trying to keep it like low key?
Yeah, I mean I can expose the whole thing. But Curtis Connor made a video against looks maxing, and I'm actually pro looks maxing. I think that you're actually ugly until you looks max, and then only then can you be beautiful. So I'm gonna be telling Curtis Connor that while exploring an abandoned building.
Damn.
I'm gonna be doing the same things he was doing to prove that looks maxing is bad, but I'm gonna be doing it better.
Nice. I'm really excited for that video, by the way. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I already filmed it. I just got to edit it down, which will only take 1 billion hours.
Yeah, it takes a while with editing. It's definitely a lot to do with that. I wanted to go back to the
one.
What were you gonna say? Sorry, go for it.
I was gonna say this is completely off topic, but one thing I think all three of us share in common, like we were talking about earlier, is EDM. And I saw the reel of when you went to Electric Forest. I was wondering if you could just touch on that a little bit and maybe some of the genres you're into within that scene?
See, yeah, no, I love lots of music, lots of genres, but EDM, I'm kind of okay with it. There's kind of a really bizarre story on how I ended up there at all to begin with. My friend from the military, who I haven't seen in like 2 years, comes back and he's like, hey, I'm going to Electric Forest. And he's like, you should come. And I already have other plans. I'm supposed to go to Atlanta that weekend, but I cancel everything I have planned just so that I can go to Electric Forest with my military friend who I haven't seen in 2 years. But I will say, you know who went crazy? You know who went absolutely insane at Electric Forest?
Who would that be?
Let's hear it.
That'd be Shaq or DJ Diesel.
Yeah.
That's what
I haven't seen
Shaq
him
goes
yet.
by.
Where were we supposed to see
Shaq
him?
goes insane. He goes,
I think at
Are you guys
one
supposed to
point,
see
yeah,
Shaq?
we were.
you guys
Not
missed
anytime
out.
soon.
Yeah, because we've been to EDC together, and of course you've been like a second time, right?
Yeah, I've done EDC twice now, which is it's fun.
Yeah, it's a really great time.
But no, Shaq is absolutely insane. Shaq, like, sure, his music is like okay, but like him as like a DJ, like he'll be screaming into the mic, where's my mosh pit, shit like that. Goes insane. He had a ladies only mosh pit, but I don't think I've been in a harder mosh pit than the one that Shaq created.
Definitely have to go and check him out.
It was
for sure.
insane. Yeah, no, if you can see him live, 100%, you got it. But I mean, music genres that I listen to, I'm more like, I listen to like underground rap and like breakcore. I do like some EDM though. I do like a little bit of stuff like that. I can get down with it.
Nice. Another thing I wanted to ask you is kind of when you're going to make content, do you think ahead of time what you want to make, or do you just go into it and like whatever you feel then is kind of what you roll off of?
That totally depends, to be honest. Sometimes I have a whole plan, you know, like I'll be not scripting, but like I'll write down some ideas and some jokes. Sometimes I'll just go outside and find a hole that looks kind of small, and I'll be like, what's up, guys? Y'all saying I can't go through this hole. I can go through the hole. And then I'll just do that. So it totally depends. It's just whatever I'm feeling like doing. Sometimes I just can't come up with ideas, so then I have to go outside and make something happen.
Nice.
Bot, you got anything?
What's been your most like popular video so far? It's kind of like blown up.
I'd say either the one that GeoGuessr found, or what's his actual name? Do you know the GeoGuessr guy? Geo Rainbow.
Yeah, Geo Rainbow.
He's the guy who finds everyone's specific locations. Yeah, he found the location of a video where I'm like, I love working at McDonald's. I'm at like some abandoned train. And like numbers wise, for me, it did super well. But with like him reposting it and finding the location, I think like at least 10 million people saw that one. So I think that one has the most views overall.
What was like your first reaction when you saw that he made that video about you?
See, I was excited before the video even got posted, because shout out him. He's super cool about it. He hit me up and he was like, is it okay if I find this location? So the moment I saw his DM, I was like, no way. I was so excited because I love that guy. He's a cool guy.
Nice.
Chill dude.
Have you worked with anyone else like that, or?
You know, Machine Knot?
Mackinac?
It's like,
yeah. I worked with them too.
is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, it's Mackinac. It's a weird name.
Wow,
for
this
sure,
is
but...
man, this is crazy. I've collaborated with them and I didn't even know that was how it is. Anyway, yeah, I made a video with them and that was super cool. I was a little animation guy. I was an Uber driver driving it, doing wacky things with the Mackinac girl in the back.
Nice. Were you gonna say something, Gabe?
No.
I was gonna say, is there anyone big in the online space that you're hoping to collaborate with in the future?
I mean, I'm pretty open to collaborating with like anyone, but if I had to like pick someone who's like, yeah, I actually have no idea. I did try to get onto Curtis Connor's podcast though. I had my fans spam his podcast channel saying that I should be on there, but no response for him. Unlike you guys. So clearly you guys are the superior podcast out here.
Nice.
Appreciate it, man. I get the sense that with van life, your window of opportunities to kind of collaborate, like whether it be like in real life or online with creators, is definitely broadened with that. Do you get that sense or not really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially I'm doing oh, hold up.
Oh.
Sorry, my VR just exploded.
No worries.
Okay, we're good. So I'm actually doing like a thing where I'm going to travel to California and back to Ohio in my van. And my van's like 30 years old, so it probably will not make it. But I'm trying to like travel. I'm trying to find a bunch of influencers who are like in between like the space and just like collaborate with as many people as I can while I'm doing it. I'm going to call it Bad Road Trip.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, bro. Are you trying to do some like in real life stuff with them too, like along the way?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm trying to like meet up with a bunch of like random creators in the states that I travel through.
Oh hell yeah! I think that'll be.
Is your van gonna like blow up or something, or like midway? If your van just blows up, like what are you gonna do?
That's part of the content, you know. If that happens, it's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And then like in real life, it's also, what do I do? But like because it's content, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's how it works typically. Exactly.
It seems like a lot of your content is like improvised, like on the spot. And I think that's what makes your content particularly genuine.
Oh, I appreciate that. But yeah, that's what's going to be happening is everything that happens on this road trip will be happening on the spot. The only real goal is to get to California and back. But I mean, it is undoubtedly a lot is going to happen.
Yeah.
Especially given that my van might not have the capabilities of doing it.
Is that like,
but we'll see. Maybe it does.
30 hours?
I think to California from Ohio is like 20 something hours, maybe 30 hours. So overall, it'd be like 60 hours. But I mean, I want to stop a bunch of places. So it's probably going to take like, I'd say likely 2 weeks. It's going to be a pretty crazy road trip. And the whole thing is going to be like not very prepared at all. The whole purpose of the road trip is that it's going to go poorly, but I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to suffer.
Another thing I had in the doc, I was curious, do you have any kind of like high school or college education or no?
Yeah, I have high school education. I did not drop out of high school. Some people do think that I did, but it's cap. It's all lies. College, I did drop out of community college. Perhaps. To be fair though, I passed all my classes. I was kind of a scholar with it. I was going crazy. I just wasn't feeling it. I felt like I wanted to pursue other things.
Yeah.
And also I have a friend who has like, it's a pretty decent degree and it's in like bioengineering and they work as a bartender.
Oh, wow.
So I saw that and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to try to pursue other things. I'm going to try to go for other things. And yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. To preface that, I wasn't trying to insinuate anything. I just asked because you seem more or less around like our same age. And it's something that we're kind of in the struggle with right now too. So I was kind of just curious, like,
oh no, you are totally good. You are 100% good.
But I know when I worded it, I said, and I was like, oh wait, that kind of sounds a little funky now that I say it.
Yeah, you're totally good.
No, that's fair enough. I think we share a lot of the same sentiment about like higher education too, in the sense that it just doesn't have as much like meaning and quality as I think it once used to.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that it's become more of a thing that's like, it's just like frowned upon if you don't do it by a lot of people. But also, I don't think that it has the power. Like a lot of people have like degrees and things and just aren't getting jobs at all related to that field. It's becoming, they end up in a bunch of debt with no job that even applies to what they studied for.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we touched on this earlier, but do you work any other like side hustle outside of the social media space?
I do not. I do not be doing that. Yeah, no, I'll be making that merch money. And that TikTok, if you make minute long videos, it pays decent. So I gotta give them that. And then also I go live every once in a while on TikTok. And most recently I exploded a watermelon in a gas station bathroom on live. And I got like 10,000 viewers and made like $40 just by doing that.
Nice.
Nice.
Which platform is like most profitable in your opinion?
Instagram, I think overall, if you build a community on Instagram and like a fan base, you're going to have more potential to make profit just because like on TikTok, it's so algorithmic based. Like if you follow someone, it almost means nothing because you're not looking at who you follow. You're looking at the For You page. But on Instagram, I feel like longer term, you're going to make more money. But TikTok, if you have a viral video that's a minute long, it will pay you more quickly. Like, I feel like short term, it's TikTok. Long term, it's Instagram.
Yeah, I feel that. I know, like, especially with Instagram, they used to have this program for like paying you per your views, but I think they took that away.
They took that away almost immediately. They did me so dirty with that too. They gave me like $50 to test it out. But then they told me that I can't take it out until I have $100. And then they just never gave me another opportunity to make any money. So Instagram says I have $50, but I can't get it in any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, Instagram does creators pretty fucking dirty, honestly, because as soon as they took away that
consistently
program, like they kind of fucked over the whole community. Kind of like that's why a lot of people kind of switched over. I know like a lot of people I know switched over to TikTok and YouTube, but Instagram, they've just been like pretty consistent on kind of screwing over creators. Like the only way you could really make money on YouTube or on Instagram, I mean, is like merch or like like you could go live, but like people don't really like tip you or anything like that. Like that's mainly like a TikTok thing. But yeah,
they do have like subscriptions now, though. I haven't tapped into that, but I do know some people who are making money off of that.
Yeah. I think I looked into that too.
They're just shifting over the responsibility to pay creators over to fans, though. So I'm not sure exactly how I feel about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like
consider like a Patreon or anything like that.
For Bad Road Trip, I'm doing a Patreon. Just because like part of it's going to be like I'm starting off with $500 to get there and back. If you want to support me, hop on my Patreon. That's all going to gas money and blah, 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 blah. So it'll be kind of more interactive in that way. It's like if I'm dying, like out in, I don't know, somewhere in the desert, I'm going to be like, hey, y'all got to send me $20 real quick.
Yeah, I think documenting that it's going to be pretty interesting because I know like the way my brain works. I honestly don't think I could do something like that. Like I'm the kind of person that would get like analytical and try to think about like the little things I could control leading up to it. But to think like you're just going to run it straight up, like, dude, like, please, like I'll definitely keep up with the series.
It's going to be fun, but it's also going to be horrendous. But, you know, I think I'm going to have fun with the struggle. When I went to New York I only went for like 4 days, but my van's electricity just decided to shut down. And I had to charge my phone on the streets of New York to do anything. I had no AC and I was like, I'm not going to lie, it was kind of terrible. But like looking back on it, I had a good time. I enjoyed not knowing exactly what I was going to do. Like, I don't know. I just enjoy that thing.
Yeah. I'm sure through like van life and some of the experiences you've had with social media, I'm sure you've developed like a really big sense of like self-reliance and just being able to like problem solve on the spot, I'm sure.
Exactly. I have gone pretty solid at that.
Nice.
When did you first like start the whole van life thing, and like what kind of inspired you to do that?
So originally, like this whole van life thing happened before I was like social media guy. I mean, I didn't start living in the van until like I don't know, like 6 months ago. Not even. It's when I went to New York, so it was October. So I guess it doesn't matter. What I'm saying though is I got the van, or I decided that I was going to get the van way before any of the social media stuff, because I wanted to make a studio van that I could like wrap in and make money off of. I got the van, and then I was like, you know what? We just going all in, because van life was trending. I kept seeing videos. So I put solar panels on the top, and I was like, fuck it, we ball.
Nice. Do you have like a little kitchen set up in there, or like a little bed or something, or what's the setup looking like?
Yeah, I got a bed, I got storage. Kitchen wise, I mean, I have a bunch of friends like around Columbus. So if I want to cook something up, I'll just go over there. And you know, if I cook something up for them, they don't have an issue with it. So I do a lot of that. I mean, also though, I just eat a lot of cold food. I'm not stressing about it.
Are you one of the van lifers that does like the thing they do where they like get like a cheap gym membership just to get like water or like a shower or anything like that?
That is exactly what I do. Shout out Planet Fitness. They be hitting me with those showers. But also Planet Fitness is kind of an L, because you have to pay, I think like $40 a month is what I have to pay to use more than one Planet Fitness. Because the $10 a month, you can only use one. So they got me paying that. They got me paying too much. They did me dirty on that. But that's okay.
I guess they kind of worked around the system with that one, huh?
I suppose. They don't want me showering. You know who else doesn't want me showering? The cops in Pittsburgh. When I was on my way to New York, sorry, this is so, I'm like kind of going on a tangent. But
no, please.
When I was on my way to New York, I stopped in Pittsburgh. And I parked outside of a Planet Fitness, and I went to sleep. And I wake up to someone pounding the shit out of my van. And I'm like, I freak out at first. And then they keep pounding. And then I hear like a police car in the background. And I'm like, okay, I'm not supposed to be here. And they start screaming. Like, they get real mad. They're like, get out of the van now. And like, it's crazy. And I'm asleep. So I was in my underwear. They get me out of the van, and I'm like standing out there, like not cold at least, but I'm just, like I said, I'm in my underwear. I even asked, I was like, let me put pants on real quick. And they were screaming at me. They did not give me that time. And they started questioning me. And at the end of all of it, they were like, oh yeah, you can park there. And I was like, why did you do all of this to me then? They were geeking on me. And then they were like, yeah, you're fine.
Do you usually just like park in like random parking lots? Like, I know a lot of people with like van life situations, they like to park in like Walmarts or like Whole Food parking lots, or like what's
see, I've had terrible experience in parking lots. So I try to go outside of like apartment complexes in like nicer areas is my spot, because you can't park outside of someone's house, because then they'll be like, what are they doing? But apartment complexes, they can just assume that it's one of the other people in the apartment complex.
Yeah.
So that's the move right there.
Nice. I wanted to go back into your content creation side of thing. So we actually talked about this a little bit beforehand, but why don't you do pranks in Walmart anymore?
I think it's kind of like just like overdone at this point. I think too many people are doing pranks at Walmart. And I don't know. I also feel responsible for possibly the worst trend in TikTok history. You know, like the whole like evil Mr. Beast thing where people do like, they'll say money somewhere and then it's not, or like they'll say you can buy anything in the store and then they won't pay.
Yeah.
I may have accidentally started that trend a while ago.
Oh, for real?
I made a video where I went around Walmart, and I was like, hey, I hid 20K in the store somewhere. And I had people like borderline ripping up the store trying to find the $20,000. And Mr. Beast even commented on the video. He was like, LOL, bros, evil me. And then after I did that, I started seeing a lot more people doing stuff like that. And it was all horrendous. Like, I saw this one dude like pranking like a dad and his autistic child. And it was like how can you do that? Like it's horrible. And then I start thinking, I was like, if I never did that, like maybe that never would have happened. But oh well.
Yeah, it looks like you started a whole trend out there, bro. That's crazy though.
I started a horrible trend. But yeah, that's kind of the reason I stopped doing it. Also, I just don't like I don't like those interactions. I just get people mad at me. I'm like, I don't want people to be angry at me. I don't like confrontation like that.
Yeah.
Not to that degree.
Gabe, you want to say something?
Tying back to the van life, is there anything you miss about like being in like an apartment or home, or at this point are you kind of just full in on van life?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I have lots of places I can go and just kind of chill. So I don't really worry about it. Like I think when I'm like traveling or like, you know, when I was in New York, it gets to me a little bit more because I don't have like friends' apartments or places I can just like post up. So to some degree, yes, it is like a little bit much at times. But when I'm like in Columbus, I'm 100% chill. I love it. I always have a good time. I can park wherever. I can find like a little scenic location and like set up my studio and like start making music. No, it's like, for the most part, it is a great time, but sometimes it is like, what am I doing? Like I'm geeking out here.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. Have you ever seen any like
God.
Oh god, I was gonna say, have you ever seen any like Ohio cryptids or anything like that?
Oh, man, I wish I've seen some Ohio cryptids. But unfortunately, I think all the cryptids have evacuated Ohio. But you know what we do have in Ohio now? All of a sudden, for no reason.
What's up?
Sorry, my VR keeps geeking. Okay, we have flamingos. We have flamingos in Ohio. They were sighted. Not by me, but like there's an article that just came out. So we got them. That's honestly, flamingos being in Ohio to a degree, I think is a cryptid because they shouldn't be here.
I think in like they dump a bunch of stuff in like Miami, right? Or like Texas. They're just like a bunch of like wild animals out there.
Do they? That's goated. We should do that more. We don't have enough wild animals where they shouldn't be. We're too worried about the ecosystem. Like, let's just ruin it. Let's just put everything everywhere. I don't care. You know, when I was smaller, when I was like 10, this zookeeper, this is kind of dark, but in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, this zookeeper, he let all of his animals, like he released them all into like the city, and then he himself. But like for a while, we had to worry about like, they were like, oh yeah, there's like tigers on the street right now. You could run into an elephant right now if you go outside. Because bro just released them all.
Oh my god.
And you know, besides for him doing the other thing, I think he was on the right track releasing all the animals. I think all zoos should do that.
You think he was onto something?
I think he was onto something. Like imagine going to Kroger and you're like, and then like your friend texts you and he's like, hey yo, watch out the saber-toothed tiger. Those are extinct, but you know, the normal tiger is outside of Kroger. Watch out for that. That's going to be bad.
Yeah, bro, you might.
And then like that's just something you have to think about.
You might just get one that like right outside your van. You ever think about that?
I'd be down with that. I'd be totally cool with that. But you know, on the other hand, you know, you could be, you know, driving around and you're just going to see a giraffe like munching on some trees. That would be so cool. I'd be so down with that.
Yeah, for real. That's some like free content for you too.
Exactly. You know, I mean, I've been to Alaska once. I rock with just like creatures being like just everywhere. Big fan of it.
Yeah. Have you ever been like outside the country, or do you mainly stay in the US?
I don't even have a passport. I legally cannot leave the country. They got me locked in here. I've been to Alaska though, which is as far away from the United States you can be while still being in the United States.
Okay, nice.
But Alaska does scare me. They do have bears. Bears is like my number one fear. I don't rock with them.
Yeah, they're pretty scary. Have you seen those it's like
especially
800-pound ones, like those like it's like brown bears?
Yeah, exactly. Like brown bears, like, it's a thing. It's like, if they want to kill you and you don't have like any way of protecting yourself, they're gonna kill you. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Black bears, I'm not worried about. If a black bear ran up on me, I think I could handle it. I think I could handle the situation accordingly.
What do you do? Just gonna like stand there? Like, what you doing?
I'm just gonna like, I feel like, put me in a room with a black bear, 1v1. I'm coming out on top. I'm fighting the black bear.
We're gonna need to run that on a future podcast. Kid Katze versus a bear.
I'm down with that. Get me in a room with the bear. You have my verbal signature that I will do it.
Done.
I won't back
Signed
out.
Signed off on that one.
Perfect.
Do you have any long-term goals with your content? I was kind of switching up, but I was curious what you got there.
Yeah. I mean, like I was saying before, like, I really want to make, like, I want to be more of a YouTuber to a degree. Like, I'll still probably make like short videos, but I really want to switch to making like longer videos. Because I feel like I'm capable of coming up with silly things for longer amounts of time. I kind of want to be like, not Mr. Beast, but like, imagine you combined every YouTuber into one, and then they came out like a mutated mess.
Yeah.
Like a gross, like slimy, like creator ball. I wanna embody the creator, the mutated. You know what I'm saying? I wanna be that.
Nice. I know you kind of talked about some previous creators that you kind of have talked about before, but are there any other creators that come to mind and that inspire you, or you kind of look towards like?
Oh, inspire me. So I gotta kind of walk on thin ice with this one, but like, I really enjoyed, besides for some of the stuff he did, I really enjoyed like the older iDub stuff, like the pickle sewer reviews.
Yeah.
Like,
What's up?
I grew up watching that stuff. But I enjoy doing that. And then obviously like Eric Andre, Tim and Eric, just like the kind of bizarre, like absurdist humor. I feel like that really inspired me, and like, I take a lot of like inspiration from those guys.
You ever watch Filthy Frank? Like the older kind of stuff like that?
See, somehow I watched individually everyone who like worked with Filthy Frank, but I never really got into Filthy Frank that much.
Nice.
I don't know how I missed it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, he's got some interesting stuff, but it's also kind of like nasty too. Like, once you like watch some of his stuff, it's like, what the hell were they doing back then?
Yeah. I saw his hair cake video, or like human cake.
Yeah.
That one's crazy.
Yeah, that one is pretty wild. You got anything from your end, Gabe?
Yeah, it seems like to me this space is definitely trying to push people in the direction of shorter form content right now, like reels and stuff. But I think like the avenue to make longer form content is still very much alive. And to some degree, like, I kind of like it more because it's a little more like, I don't say quality, but maybe like a little more refined in that sense. Because you can like go back
absolutely
and just make like longer form content, which can be more digestible to some people. But it seems like people's attention span is just slowly dwindling. That's why the space is kind of dying with that.
See, I think a big thing too is like, with small, like short form content, you have to have a hook. You have to like deliver quickly. And I feel like with long-term content, especially if you're someone that people have watched over years, you can get more creative in what you're doing, because you don't have to worry as much about like the algorithm and like the first like 2 seconds of your video, what they look like. And like, I feel like, I just feel like it opens up a lot of like what you can do when you establish yourself as a long-term creator.
Yeah. And like you said, with your reels, like there's been some stuff you had to cut out in the past, but I think like if you get to the point where you start making that longer form stuff and we can see that, I think it's going to resonate with like people that, just appreciate it.
Exactly.
Now, we talked about this on the last podcast, but what do you think about the rise of OnlyFans on social media?
Personally, I have no issue with it. Get your bag. I wish I could make an OnlyFans, but my grandma follows me, so I can't go down that avenue. But no, if you want to get your bag, get it by whatever means that you want to. I think there's too much hate for a lot of OnlyFans models out there. I think you get a lot of people who are like talk about how they're like the scum of the earth and stuff, and I disagree with that. I think get your money up, not your funny up.
Yeah. Nice.
I posed this question to Bot last time, but I'll kind of rephrase it a little bit. But let's say you had a son that wanted to do OnlyFans. How are you going about that conversation?
I mean, are they 18?
Yes.
Okay, well then, I feel like I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll be like, you know what? Be aware. Thanks for the clarification. Either way, I'm like, just be aware of what you're putting out there. But, if you really want to. Okay, hold up. How many followers does he have?
I'd say a good 1,000.
Yeah.
No, okay, because that's just friends and family. I'm like, dog, no one wants that. like first grow a little, like do your thing first, then start it once you're a little bit bigger. Because like that's just bizarre. I mean, I had people in my high school right after they graduate starting OnlyFans, and it's like they have 800 followers on Instagram. It's like you are advertising to like half of that is your family.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly what they were thinking.
That's family and friends.
But yeah, so it depends. If I think that they're gonna make money, I'll be like, you know what? Be aware of what you're doing, but you do you. If I think that they don't have like the correct following and they're gonna make no money, I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna let them know how it is.
And assuming it's only bottom stuff and it's bukkake, how are you going about that?
I mean, I would honestly hope that my son does not give me all those details. I don't think I need all that.
No, that's fair. I never actually considered like what you said earlier, when somebody has such a low following, like it's mostly going to be people that are particularly close to them. So in that sense, it's
exactly
like, okay, maybe you want to build up a little more of an online presence before you start advertising that kind of stuff.
Exactly, because then it's a little bit odd if you do that. Because I've seen it and it is very weird.
That's
how are you guys going about it though? Now I'm curious. You guys talked about it in the last one, but just run me through what you guys said. Y'all rocking with it or not?
Yeah.
Bod, you want to go first, or you want me to?
I'll piggyback off of you. You can go first.
Assuming it's the same stipulations that I mentioned earlier and referencing back to last episode, I think it's pretty okay for the most part because, like you said, I think the space is just growing at this point, and if you're able to make money off of something like that, then I think what's the harm done? Because a lot of times the alternative is just some 9-to-5 that you don't really like. So at least if you can make content that like you're passionate about, and let's say you're making some decent cheddar, I think what's the harm done, honestly.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think I do agree with that to an extent. I think, yeah, like the whole form of just like making money online has just changed so much that we can kind of view this stuff nowadays like it's not a problem. But like if you went to somebody back in like the 1980s and like you said like all this stuff, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? But I think
to be fair, there's a lot of stuff. I think if I gave someone from the 1980s a Bang Energy, they would die. So I think a lot of stuff has changed since then. They'd be very shocked by all the aspects of everything. But I do think you make a good point there.
It's just like another form of just making money online at the end of the day when you think about it. So
exactly.
That's my
If you don't mind me asking, were you born 90s or early 2000s or previous?
I was born in 2003.
Oh, same.
So early 2000s.
Okay.
What about you guys?
I was 99.
I was
valid. That's when my brother was born.
Same as you, 03.
Swag, very swag. What's your birthday?
Nice.
I mean, if you want to expose what your birthday is, just what if we have the exact same birthday?
I will say that it's in April.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Imagine
When's your birthday?
mine. I'll say I'm May 22nd, 2003.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
We were kind of talking about this a little bit on the last podcast, but like, is there anything from like the earlier parts of your life that you miss, or things that you're kind of nostalgic about now?
I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff that's always nostalgic about early, like, I mean, I see Instagram videos of like pictures of like a slide in grass, and I resonated with it. But I think everyone resonates with that, just because like growing up in that time, you know, everything looked more colorful. You go outside, play in a sprinkler kind of thing. I love those videos. I think you've made a video to a degree, like stuff like that.
Like
You make a lot of nostalgic videos.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I think you know, you do a good job of that, and I feel like I don't have any unique nostalgia
Oh, thanks, man.
to that degree. Yeah, of course.
I wanted to mention this thing. I think, yeah, you mentioned your brother. I think, did you do like a boxing video with him or something like that? Like, you guys are like,
Oh yeah, no. Okay, every New Year's, my brother puts on like a 4th of July competition. The first year, it was a hot dog eating competition, which I lost, but not really. My opponent said that he's done, which made me think that like he finished what was in his mouth, because we were both on the last hot dog. So I spit out the rest of my hot dog. But he was saying he's done, as in he gives up. And I could have easily won if I just swallowed what I had in my mouth. But anyway, next year he did a boxing competition. It was me and him, and I lost really badly. I got really tired, and then they played Ransom by Lil Tecca, and I started going crazy. But I was going crazy with no technique, and he hit me like once in like the side of my rib cage, and I went down. And then that was it.
damn. That sounds intense.
I think if they didn't play Ransom, I would have maybe won.
Yeah.
Possibly.
You got anything from you?
One question. Yeah, one question I had, and I don't think this so much applies to you, but I wanted to get your take on it as it does to other creators. But
For sure.
from the time that you're like filming content to when you're just living your day-to-day life or having a conversation like we are now, do you ever feel like you have to like almost put on like a mask or perform for the camera versus when you're not?
I think this totally applies for me. I think my whole life, I've kind of like, this is weird, but like my whole life, I've kind of been building a character. It's just kind of like the person I am. I think I now like evaluate how I act a lot, and I've kind of created this character since I was like 5 years old. And I think sometimes I do have a hard time like actually like separating myself from like a character that I've created in my head of me. And I feel like with me making these videos, it's even harder. Like I'm just like I'm torn, but not actually. I don't know.
I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at is like, I guess like in this space right now, do you believe like this is your genuine self, or do you think you're still kind of like portraying that character that you built up?
Oh,
Ooh, we got frozen.
yeah, I think he's frozen.
Yo.
Oh, holy shit.
Yo.
Scared the fuck out of me.
How are we doing? What's
Holy
happening?
shit.
My headset exploded. It froze. I don't know why.
Bro, you scared the shit out
Are
of me.
we still recording?
Yeah, bro. It's still good. It's still good.
Oh, fuck it.
Okay, cool.
Oh my god. What was the last question?
I got put into like a limbo where what you were saying got like repeated like over and over and over again until I turned my headset off and back on.
No, you're good. So we'll probably touch on that point. I think Bot has a couple things he wants to do, and then we'll probably wrap up from there if that's cool with you, Bot.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Bot. Hold on, I gotta think about what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah, I totally.
Yeah, you were asking about like
Oh, yeah.
if I have to like put on like a mask to a degree of like how I act on social media versus how I act in real life. And I feel like
Yeah.
a big part of like who I am is what I am on social media. Obviously, I feel like I exaggerate a lot of it, but like to a degree, I guess sometimes I feel like I have to kind of act that way when I'm on something like this, or like I'm on like, or if I'm doing like a show, like a live show with my music thing. But for the most part, it's not that hard because I feel like the personality that I do is like just an exaggerated version of like what I do already.
I think that's a good way to go about it, because I think sometimes when people create something within their personality that's not already within them, like you said, just like multiplying it by 10, then it kind of comes off as like almost like too much of a show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about that too. Like, I noticed some creators, like some of the more popular ones, like, you know, like iShowSpeed and like Kai and stuff like that. It's like, are they always like that, like on and off camera, or like what are they like off camera?
That's a great question. I wish I had an answer for that, because I know this is crazy. I've never met either of them, but soon maybe I'll be able to locate where they are and find them. I feel like I have that in my capabilities. Anyway, yeah, no, I don't know how they are. But my guess is, especially with like iShowSpeed, there's no way he's not even a little bit like that in person, because it does seem like his energy is a little bit authentic. Like, I feel like regardless of if it's exactly the same, he was a high energy person before he started doing any of this.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of what I was kind of like wondering, if they're just always like that, or if they're like original personality just like built off of everything that they kind of like introduced into their content.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
All right. Nice. Anything from your end, Gabe?
That's all I got. Do you want to add anything, Katze, before we conclude it here?
Just real quick, what color would taste the best?
Definitely not brown, because like you already know what that's associated with. So probably like
brown would be terrible. It'd be poop, dirt, other.
Like turquoise, maybe that'll be pretty yummy. Or like some variation.
I feel like that'd be pretty solid.
Nice.
Yeah.
I feel like honestly, violet. Like a little bit of white. I feel like it would have like a very simple but yet enjoyable flavor.
Might be like creamy or something, right?
That and purple. Purple would be so good.
Yeah, purple. I would definitely like have a little like purple spaghetti or like something like that.
Now that I'm looking at this table though, I think I got to pick red.
Yeah.
If I could, I'd eat this table right now.
Eat a little Krabby Patty. I wonder if they had any in the back.
Yeah, honestly, no.
Patties after this.
We gotta get SpongeBob to cook that up. I don't even see Squidward though. Kind of disappointed.
Yeah, we're missing out on a lot here. Anyways,
we are. Also, one more question. Last question, or unless you have other stuff. Who's the best SpongeBob character? Since we're here.
Let's think. I know SpongeBob can definitely be pretty annoying at times, but like he definitely, like, let's say, is this like in the context of like if I was his neighbor, or like if I was living in this kind of like world?
That's, you know what? Yeah, we're living in this world right now. Who's the best SpongeBob character?
Oh shit. Probably Gary. He's pretty chill.
Gary's solid, but like that's like choosing, that's a cat. Yeah, that's hardly even a character.
All right, let's see. Probably Patrick. I feel like he's a pretty solid character. Like he has some, especially in the earlier seasons, you know, like he kind of like acts, well, he's pretty dumb, but like he also has some interesting insights into things.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. Patrick is a goated character. I love Patrick.
Yeah. What about you, Gabe?
I think I'm gonna go with the Chad, Larry the Lobster. Honestly, just buff.
Larry the Lobster. Okay, yeah, because you know he's living life like Larry. No one's living life like Larry besides for him.
Oh.
But
he's goated.
I respect that. Mr. Krabs is a good runner-up too. Love that man. Bro's all about that money, all about that bag. I can respect it. I mean, plus, he agreed to let us film the podcast here. So
Yeah, shout out to him.
That's true.
I think that
shout out Mr. Krabs.
That one character from like Rock Bottom. Do you remember that guy? The guy with like he would just like he like
with the eye.
Yeah, or no, he had like he was like it was like deep water fish that had like the glowing like light above his head, and like he helped SpongeBob like get to the surface. Or yeah, that dude. He's pretty chill too.
Who blew up the glove?
Yeah, I think it was like a balloon or something, right? Or it was the glove, yeah.
I think, yeah, because he just got back from Glove World.
Yeah. He's pretty solid.
Yeah, no, that's a solid character. Great picks.
Yeah. Alrighty. Anything else? Or
I got nothing else.
All right. Well, that was episode 3 with Kid Katze. Thank you once again for coming on. And
of course, thank you for having me on here.